and this is Lit Happens, your celebration of the literary arts here in Saskatchewan. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome our guest, Bernadette Wagner, and in a few minutes, we'll be joined by Jim Mitchell. So Bernadette is a poet and creative writing teacher. Jim Mitchell has been playing guitar since he was 14. Bernadette has just had her second book of poetry published, and it's called The Dry Valley. Bernadette, welcome to Lit Happens.
Thank you so much for having me, Danica. It's a joy to be here in Saskatoon.
Well, and it's most of our authors on the show are from Saskatoon, but you've driven all the way up from Regina to see us. So thank you so much for that.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
So you're writing, I follow you on Facebook, and that's a really fun place to get to know what you're writing about and to look at your adventures. And I just want to start with that a little bit, because you do some traveling and you're collecting ideas for poetry as you travel. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, in terms of the Dry Valley, I spent a lot of time in the Qu'Appelle Valley. I was writer in residence at Regina Beach. And that landscape was what I grew up near and around, 20 minutes away. So I wrote about that, yeah. But also I'm going to be traveling to Europe, to Chernobyl, to write about Chernobyl, which I've already started. But I travel not that much. It's just in recent years. And with the books, I travel, yeah.
So tell me, what is it that drives you to write poetry?
I don't know if it's a drive. I feel it's more a calling, a need to respond to what's happening in the world, or in my world and in the larger world as well.
And I think that's where I've always seen you as sort of an activist and somebody who speaks out. And poetry is a really interesting way to tell those stories that need to be told, that we need to kind of wake up and listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. Writing a poem is a political act. It is an act of going in deeply into oneself, which is not appreciated in this culture at all, and expressing what one finds there. And yeah, I'm very politically awake, and so I see a lot of things that I feel called to write about.
And you're able to put those words together. You have a voice that is strong. And so are there places where you're surprised how powerful poetry can be in raising one's voice?
No. No, I mean, poetry is always surprising, and it's a great medium for me. But I'm also finding creative nonfiction to be quite an interesting place to go. So there's a balance right now between the two in this new manuscript I'm working on. Yeah.
And does it include poetry, or is it just the? So
it's a mixed genre manuscript of poetry and creative nonfiction.
I love that. I love when you have that surprise of bringing together two things that I love getting into, but and I've said this before on the program, talking about how accessible poetry is to people. And so if you can, you're sort of bringing people into this world where you can open their eyes to something and gently offer them poetry as well if they're not.
Well, I think narrative poetry is really good for that, because people can always grab into a story. Lyric poetry, I think people may think, oh, that's nice, and they don't go for the deeper. They don't know how to reach for the deeper in the lyric poetry.
So do you write both, or do you?
Yeah, I've got a couple of pieces in the Dry Valley that are lyric pieces.
Yeah. Well, I'm always happy to have somebody new on the program, and I know that you're part of the community of writers in Saskatchewan. And can you speak to community?
Community.
As a poet?
I live in community. I live for community. I live out of community. I live into community. I'm all in when it comes to community. I love building community. When I teach this group I'm teaching right now, I really want them to carry on as a writing group, because the talent I'm seeing, some of these beginning writers are amazing. So yes, I'm building community all the time, and I've helped save libraries by building community. I've elected political officials because of building community. It's part of growing up in rural Saskatchewan, really.
And always with I guess you've always been somebody who I notice you pay attention. Your head isn't down. Your eyes are open. Your ears are open.
Isn't that what a poet is supposed to do?
I think so.
The details. Margosha said in my first creative writing class a long time ago, the poetry is in the details. And it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And it's those details you choose that make or break the poem.
Well, Bernadette, we've run out of time for this because we have something really special. You and Jim are going to share a piece with us. So
Yes.
I am just so excited about this segment.
Love song for Emma. Oh, Emma, in your presence, I lose language, my composure. Generations of longing well up, race my pulse until I swoon and fall. Oh, Emma, catch me! Emma, how you shine. A sunset of colors, bleeding yellow-orange to gold, blue and green playing to teal, while turquoise commingles with melon, magenta, cerise. Oh, Emma, you blind me. Emma, how you move. Your S's incite me. Your swerves and your curves, oh, they delight me. Moon rays ripple on water. Night sneaks outside in. Oh, Emma, dance me! So still now, Emma. So close. Heat on my brow, the nape of my neck, tingling down my chest, my torso. I need you. To hell with boundaries. Let love keep us safe. Trust. Oh, Emma, let's go. Emma, let me pass. Take me down to where your currents run dark and deep. Let me be the secret you keep. Yield your darkness. Share your wild self. That animal beauty, your curvaceous body. That love energy. Then lift me, Emma, beyond all heights. Oh, Emma, let me plunge your depths. Ride us to rapture. Oh, Emma. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I'm Danica Lorer, and this is Lit Happens. You can find past episodes on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching.